Hey everybody, my name is Cap and welcome back to CappTech. Today we're going to be looking at a software package called SpywareBlaster from Brightfort, formerly known as JavaCool software. Something I've always recommended to people is to have layered protection on your computer, not just rely on one single antivirus to try to do everything, but to have multiple different ways to protect your system. And SpywareBlaster is one of these programs that I always install on my personal computers, professionally, any companies I'm working with, or if I'm cleaning up a customer's computer. This is a program I always use. Now, SpywareBlaster is known as passive protection because it doesn't run on your system at all times. It's not a scanner that allows you to remove malware. What it does is it goes down and locks down parts of your system to help prevent bad software and malicious software from getting installed, by preventing ActiveX from being installed in your registry in the wrong places, by having tracking cookies blocked, or blocking Flash and so that it won't run malicious software in your browsers. It's kind of a set it and forget it kind of software because you only have to run it just ever so often, you enable the protection on the system, and you're good to go. So before I get too much further, let's get into this program here. Installation of SpywareBlaster is very simple and basic. There's no bundled installers or toolbars to go along with it. It's the normal installer you would get with software. You agree to the terms of service, select where you want to go, and press install, and you're good to go. When you first launch it, you'll be prompted for the SpywareBlaster tutorial. Just kind of tells you a little about the system, gives you a choice between automatic updating, which is for the paid license, or manual updating, and that's basically it. Just some information about the software and how to enable protection, and that takes you to the main interface. Everything in this video is all done in version 5.5, which is available for all versions of Windows, all the way up through Windows 10, and is the same on every platform. When you first load up SpywareBlaster, you're going to see here that you have all your protection disabled. It's because you haven't actually done anything yet. It's not hard to get going here, but the first thing I would recommend you do is to come down and check for updates, because every software installer is only going to keep their databases updated every so often with their installers, and so you may have a little bit of an outdate. You can see it comes installed with something from April. Check for updates. It takes no time at all to download all the updates, and you can press OK to see if there's any additionals, and now you can see you're updated as to the current date. Then you can go back to your protection stats. You see over on the left hand side some different options you have to choose from as far as different options here. This is where you'll do most of your work at under protection status. Now you'll see where it shows your different kinds of browsers you have. Any browsers that run on the Internet Explorer engine will all be covered under Internet Explorer, so you won't have a list of every single browser that can ever come out if it runs on an Internet Explorer engine, versus like Mozilla or Google Chrome that have their own engine. Once you have your protection downloaded and all your updates done here, what you can do is easily just enable protection for all. You click on it and it goes through, and then it'll go through and protect against all 17,477 items in the database. And you see here it shows protection is enabled for all of these. Other option you have within the software, you can go through and do individual. Click on Internet Explorer and you can see the different options you have. A list of all the different blocked sites and ActiveX controls that it's blocking just under Internet Explorer. You can block ActiveX, you can try and prevent cookies, tracking cookies. You can go through and see a list of restricted sites that you might want to protect against. You can add or remove these as necessary. Same thing under Firefox and Chrome, you have the same kinds of options. You can also go in and create a system snapshot. Now Windows does this anytime you install or uninstall any major software. It's just a restore point that will allow you to save a current state of your system in case something goes wrong. You can restore to it to help get your system back up and running in case of a malicious attack. Some of the other tools they have built into the software is you can go under and see, i.e. browser pages, allows you to go in and customize your start page, your search page, your local page, or you can see all the other different options they have. Your host file is a system file built into Windows that helps map host name to IP address. So when you're trying to access a specific computer or website, it knows which IP address to try and get to first. Well, if you ever got an infection in your system that compromised your host file, then you could end up getting redirected into malicious sites without even knowing it, and that's how you can get some drive-bys. And so what you can do is you can make a backup of your host file, and it will save it just in case you ever get a malicious attack so that you can restore that host file while it's still clear. You can go in and change a couple other miscellaneous settings, like just the text bar that shows up at the top and the title bar, or you can disable the home page. You can go under the Flash Killer section here, and this will allow you to completely disable Macromedia Flash in Internet Explorer. There's more and more browsers that are blocking this by default, so this isn't necessarily something you have to do, because a lot of browsers are doing it on most websites anyway. And then under custom blocking, you can go in and protect against specific items if you want to. This is a little bit more of an advanced section. SpywareBlaster is completely free to use for home and educational users. There's never a purchased cost for using the software. The only thing that you are missing out on is automatic updates, should you want that. But other than that, all you have to do is maintain doing manual updates, and you're free to use the software as long as you choose. But if you decided you did want to purchase the full version of the software to have automatic updates and automatically apply the newest database settings, multiple user support, and technical support, you can purchase a one-user license for $14.95 for 1 year for one PC, or you can do the bundle, getting a family pack, and actually save a little bit of money. For businesses, there's also a network version you can purchase based on the size of your network, which will give you a central management hub that will allow you to update and protect all of your computers from a central location on a network versus installing one each individually. Of course, this is going to be a cost based on the number of clients that you have and the size of your network, but it is at least an option for businesses who are interested in it. Now, as I mentioned before, SpywareBlaster is something I've used on my personal system for a very long time. I have been working with SpywareBlaster since they were still Java Cool software back in the days of the Wilder security forums. I actually helped them beta test the software when it first came out many years ago. There's one gripe I have about the program, that it has never changed over all the versions, and I'm sure it's just a design choice by the designers here. But when you go under updates, ever so often when you click on check for updates, you might see that they have released a new version of the program, say for instance version 5.6. The problem is that you cannot update the software itself from within the software. It doesn't have an updater to allow that in the free version here, and I don't know about the paid version. I apologize on that one. But if you have a new update for a new version of the software, instead of just downloading the newest version, it'll prompt you with a link here saying here's where you can go to download the newest version, and they will recommend that you go through and disable all the protection, uninstall the program, and then reinstall the newest version. And it's just a little bit of a pain in the butt, something I wish they would change in the system so that you could prompt and get software updates like a lot of security programs. But it's a minor thing because they don't push out major software changes all that often. More likely it's about once a year, if that. In closing, SpywareBlaster is definitely something I recommend putting on any system. I only have to update it about once a week, if that, and it helps stop a lot of the potential stuff from getting on your system. Even if it's minute stuff, as I'd mentioned before, having just a layered protection just increases the defense on your system. Think of it as protecting your house. You don't just lock the deadbolt on your door. Some people put a chain on there. Some people have a security alarm. Some people have a security camera system and alarms on their windows. You have multiple layers of protection against outside invaders. So it's the same thing on your computer. You like having multiple levels of protection just in case, because there's not one software package that can protect against everything. So if you have any questions or any comments, definitely put them in the comment section below and I'll check them out, of course, and answer as many as I can. If you enjoyed the video or you found it useful, do me a favor and drop a like on it, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. And of course, the link to the software will be down below if you want to go check it out. Highly recommend it. And that's about it. So thank you guys so much for your time. You guys have a good one, and I will talk to you later.